In this video, I'm going to show you what you can get on Magic the Gathering Arena as of the release of March of the Machines for $100, or more accurately in my case, €100. I'm pretty sure it's the same price for X number of packs. Either way, I'm going to use that money and show you what progress I got towards the completion of the set, how many rares and mythics I was missing, and what I got in terms of wildcards too. This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. Use the link in the description below to buy single and sealed product in the real world, the non-digital world, that world we all inhabit outside of our computer screens. That makes me sound like an old man saying that. Use the link in the description below to get 5% off your order and to help support the show. And don't forget, I've got playmats, merchandise on sale right now. Link in the description below to those two to get this beautiful playmat. Me as a guardian of Thraben with my two pups. Okay, so I've been quite negative of Arena over the years, and I still am to a lesser extent. I think the client has gotten a lot better, and it's a fun way to play Magic, and Magic is the greatest game ever made. But the issues I've always have been primarily to do with the economy. So in this video, I'm going to spend €100 to buy 20,000 gems and buy packs with it. That will get me 103 March the Machine packs. The reason I'm getting 103 is just to make sure you're aware of how many I opened. The 3 other freebies that I opened or got given as I logged in. Everyone gets 3 March the Machine boosters for logging in. It's the old play and then the set name deal for free boosters. In addition to the 103 boosters, for every 10 boosters of the current set you buy, you get a golden pack, which has mythics or rares from standard in it as well. So you get extra rares, which is it's the bonus to the economy that brought me back and made me a little bit interested. I don't think it's enough if we get into opinion straight away, but I think it's good that they're giving you more than ever. To be clear, if you don't know, a golden pack contains 6 cards, 1 mythic, 5 rares, and the rares have a small chance of being upgraded to mythics 2 of all things in standard legal sets. So they're getting that number of rares every 10 boosters that you buy. I wish it was 1 rare extra per booster, if I'm completely honest with you, but it's something. Here's the mythics that I got. And then I proceeded just to crack boosters. And at first I wondered if I was getting given the rare slot from the Multiversal Legends. That's it. From the Multiversal Legends slot, as you can see here with Tygam, Ujitai Master. Now, some people on Twitter were saying that they've had their rares replaced with this. This isn't true. What we're seeing here is you get to see the rare from each pack when you open 10 at once. And thus, the system does prioritize sometimes in showing you, in this example, a promo loot tree, or I say promo, an alternate frame loot tree, an alternate frame, one of the Multiversal Legends, basically. That is not replacing your rare in the pack. As you see here with the smaller packs, you do get a rare for the set, and then you also get the Multiversal Legend slot, which can be an uncommon rare or mythic rare from that set. In paper, they don't have a different set. They have a different set symbol. They're not a different set. They're considered to be the same set. But in Arena, they separate them out, which I'll come to more in. So I cracked them all. And the thing about opening packs on Arena, it's just not as exciting as opening in paper. That's just the hard truth, right? And I guess it never will be. Every time we open a rare wild card or a mythic wild card, it's kind of better than opening anything else in the set. The reason being is that can be another rare from the set to complete it, or to be a rare or mythic that I'm missing for a deck elsewhere. If you are understanding what the wildcard system is, the rare and mythic wildcards can be exchanged for any rare or mythic rare, respectively. That means when you open a rare wildcard, you're opening any rare you need, not just the rare that the system or wizards have given you. Upon opening my golden packs and me remembering to check, I had 3 rare wildcards and 1 mythic rare wildcard left on my account, with a vault progress of 54.4%. After opening all of these boosters, I had 21 rare wildcards and 8 mythic rares. That's 19 more rare wildcards and 7 more mythic rare wildcards. After opening the packs, I had 85% completion of the set. Now that sounds really good until you unpack it. 85% completion of one-offs. That's one-offs. If you look at these bars on the right-hand side, the gold bar shows you like filling up to 4-offs. So as you can see, I hadn't completed a playset. I hadn't completed any of the rarities at this point. And 85% is also misleading in the sense that it's talking about commons and uncommons and things that we all have an abundance of wildcards for anyway, not the rares and mythic rares. I then checked what rares and mythic rares I had left from both not only March of the Machines itself, but the Multiversal Legends slot as well, because I include them in both. It's cool that you can get double rares in Arena packs in a way. It's a bit better than some sets, although this seems to be the norm now, becoming the across both expansions, or this expansion plus its extra list slot, I was missing 43 rares. That's 22 from the main set and 21 from Multiversal Legends, although I have to be as transparent and forthcoming with things that you might not see initially with this. When we look at the Multiversal Legends slot of things that you want to open in the set, there are some slots that are deprioritized now if you already own them. For example, Thalia is in the set, Saram is in the set, and all 5 of the original Phyrexian Praetors are in the set. And those cards I already own thanks to purchasing the historic anthologies back when they came out. It's good to see that there's some form of duplicate protection, so I don't open, you know, an Elish Norn that I already own and not like a something that I need, like one of the new Sheoldreds, for example. Bad example, actually, because that's not in the same slot. What is in the same slot? Ragavan. There you go. Ragavan has been an example, which is one I didn't actually open. And as you can see here from this screenshot that I took, I've got screenshots because I've been playing on the account since, and I've got more stuff, so I wanted to show you things at the time. This screenshot does show that actually, at least on this page, when you look at it, a lot of this stuff is things that I already had from the Multiversal Legends slot. Saram, Thalia, Elish Norn, Emery, Ayara, Jinkataxis, like every single one of the Multiversal Legends slots on the top row there, I already had. The bottom row, I think it's Hirobi, wasn't already on the client, but Skitherix and Sheoldred already were, Ragavan was not. So I found that really interesting, that there is a load of them that you won't necessarily need to open. So it's not truly representative, say I was missing 43. Either way, I don't think the value proposition for the $100 is absolutely terrible, which is not where I thought I would land coming into this video. And before we talk about why I think that around a digital card game, the one thing that a lot of people asked me when I was doing this and posted about it on Twitter was, how do I think it compares to a physical box of cards? And I think you'd probably end up with a very similar place where you'd be, except your wild cards would just be static rares that you don't get to choose, which is a downside in some ways. But the massive upside of opening paper product that you have to remember, and I'm sure most of you will realise this, is you have physical cards that you can sell, you can trade, you can lend to friends. Everything on Arena is hard locked in. When you redeem a wildcard for a certain rare, it is stuck as that rare. You can't trade uncommon wildcards up to rare wildcards, you can't dust useless old crap that's rotated out. Arena is a sunk cost in the truest sense of the word, where Magic the Gathering, one of its biggest strengths in many ways, is that you can always sell out in a pinch, even if your collection isn't worth a huge amount or whatever. There's a lot of discussion to be had there about should luxury cardboard be worth loads of money, but it can be, and it's part of the appeal of buying collectibles, or things that are collectible, can be collectible, versus digital game objects, right? But as far as Arena's concerned, well, there's two real ways to look at it. There's 22 rares missing from the set, right? And the Multiversal Legends stuff doesn't matter for standard. So if you're a standard player exclusively, you're really looking at what you're missing from that. So you're missing 22 rares. But the standard side, I think, is the worst side of it, because standard needs playsets, multiples of cards, and you just don't get them out of this. I haven't even got a complete one-off set of the set. I've got supposedly 85% if we're including commons and uncommons. And that percentage goes down if we include Multiversal Legends in that as well. I think it's actually better when you start to consider it from a singleton perspective. So if your time on the client is playing Historic Brawl casually, or if you want to compete in leagues online for Historic Brawl, or Gladiator, which is the 100 card, 20 life singleton format that Wizards haven't endorsed fully but is growing as a community format, those formats only need one-off cards. So at this point, I've got pretty much everything I need. I'm missing 22 mythics and rares, and I got 19 rare wildcards and 7 mythic rare wildcards. So in essence, I spent $100 and I now have one of everything the set has to offer. And some of those cards I don't need to build because I already have copies of them from previous purchases. I'm not saying that everything is fixed and that the Arena economy is fantastic now. What I'm pointing out is that playing singleton formats is a lot cheaper and a much better value proposition for me, at least, than playing Historic, Explorer, or Standard, where I only play sets of these things, and this method of buying packs doesn't quite cut it. Of course, you can draft, and of course, you can do the free-to-play track, and the Mastery Pass itself is actually a reasonably, I think it's an okay value proposition if you are playing regularly. But some of us, like myself, content creators and people with less time, might want to just jam some money into the client and have the decks they want to play there and then. And $100 to not get there in the 4 format is gross when you consider the cost of buying a brand new video game being half that. I say that. Downloading games on Xbox Live, I downloaded like the Resident Evil 4 remake the other day and it's like £60, so it's not even half that. What the fuck am I talking about? Collectible card games have always been really expensive, and Arena continues to emulate that in its digital client. Singleton alleviates some of that stress, and I recommend people try Singleton because I think the format's actually more fun than the non-Singleton formats for the most part. Anyway, I hope you found that insightful. I would love to hear what you think in the comment section below. How do you engage with Arena, and how do you buy your stuff? And if you don't engage with Arena, please engage with this video anyway, because I do appreciate you getting involved. Some people get very angry when I talk about Arena, but ultimately I just want to play Magic and make Magic content, and Arena is one of the easiest ways to do that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.